Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to a new English lesson. Repetition, ponavljanje. To je stvarno jedini način da se jedan jezik usvoji, nauči. Jer koristimo razne metode i svi se trudimo da imamo neki novi način, interesantan način, zanimljiv način. I mi kao predavači i vi svi koji učite, dakle, samo se trudimo da pronalazimo neke nove knjige iz kojih ćemo da učimo i tako dalje. Međutim, ono što stoji u osnovi svega jeste to da sve to mora da se ponovi mnogo puta. I odmah da znate, znači ako ste lenji kad je u pitanju ponavljanja, ako vam je to dosadno, nećete progovoriti jezik. Znači možda ćete vi vladati recimo nekim velikim vokabularom, možda ćete znati dosta reči ili ćete znati dosta gramatičkih pravila, ali to da vi pričate tečno, automatski i kako pričate, to će zavisiti isključivo od toga koliko ste vi puta nešto od toga u svom dosadašnjem iskustvu, životu ponovili. I sada evo još jedna lekcija sa ponavljanjem. Krećemo odmah. Okay, so lonely. What does lonely mean? Šta znači lonely? Usamljen. Lonely means usamljen. Dakle, kad hoćete da pitate šta nešto znači, treba da kažete what does, to i to, mean. What does it mean? Lonely means usamljen. Primjer je I live alone, but I never feel lonely. Živim sam, ali se nikada ne osjećam lonely. I live all alone, but I never feel lonely. Ili I don't feel lonely. Ovdje imamo never. I never feel lonely. He realized how lonely he was. He realized how lonely he was. Shvatio je koliko je usamljen. He realized how lonely he was. Dakle, lonely, usamljen, alone, sam. So, I live alone, živim sam, but I'm not lonely, ali nisam usamljen. So these are two different words, kao i kod nas. Sam i usamljen. Lonely. Sljedeće dvije reči su povezane turn on and turn off. Dakle, turn on upaliti. When I'm afraid, I turn on all the lights and I try to calm myself. So, ovo bi bilo odgovor na pitanje what do you do when you are alone and you are afraid? When I'm alone, when I'm afraid, I turn on, palim, all the lights, sva svetla, and I try to calm myself. Pokušavam da se smirim. Calm, smiriti se, nema l, calm. Don't turn on the computer now, please. Let's just talk. My son tells me that. To meni moj sin kaže. Don't turn on computer, let's talk. U stvari ne kaže on let's talk, on kaže let's play. So don't turn on the computer now, please, and let's just play. Or let's just talk. Turn on. Suprotno je turn off. Isključiti. He got into bed and turned off the light. U stvari, he turned off the light and got into bed. Ali ok, možda ima i iz kreveta utičnicu. Znači, he got into bed. Ušao je u krevet. He turned off the light. Isključio je svetlo. To get into a car. Koristim ući u auto ili get into bed. Ući u krevet. She forgets to turn off the cooker. Zaboravlja da ugasi šporet. Stove ili cooker. Šporet. She always forgets to turn it off. Turn off. I forgot to turn off the heating. Zaboravio sam da isključim grijanje. I forgot to turn off the heating. Ok, turn off. I umjesto turn on i turn off, naravno možemo koristiti switch on i switch off. So it's the same. Switch on the light, switch off the light. Switch je inače prekidač. Switch, gdje možemo da switch on ili switch off the light. Okay, next word is wedding. Wedding je venčanje. Wedding. At the wedding, there was a big argument. At the wedding, there was a big argument. Na venčanju je bilo došlo do neke svađe. And now, if there is no other business, I'd like to go to my daughter's wedding. Mislim da je ovo iz onog knjige, odnosno filma Kum, neki deo. Ako nemam drugih poslova, I would like to go to my daughter's wedding. Hteo bi da odem na venčanje svoje ćerke. If there is nothing else to do, I would like to go to my daughter's wedding. So, wedding, venčanje. Place je mesto, ali place je i glagol. Staviti nešto negde. Can we leave this place? Možemo li da odemo odavde? Can we leave this place? Describe the place where you live. Opiši mesto gde živiš. Describe the place where you live. I didn't wish to hand him the piece of paper directly, so I placed it on the end of his bed. So I didn't want to hand him the piece of paper directly. Da mu pružim taj papirić direktno. So I just placed it. I put it on the edge of his bed. Stavio sam na ivicu kreveta. Dakle, to place je ovdje glagol staviti nešto negde kao zamena za put. A kao što vidite, ovdje imamo hand, ruka kao zamena za dati nešto nekome. To hand him. Također postoji izraz sa place, a to je take place. U značenju dogoditi se, desiti se. Events of international significance are taking place in this house. Events, događaji of international significance, znači internacionalne važnosti, are taking place, se dešavaju, are taking place in this house. Are you not at all interested in what took place between my friend and me? Šta se desilo? Took place between my friend and me. Dakle, take place. Refuse, odbiti. Do you ever refuse to help your best friend? Do you ever refuse to help your best friend? I don't refuse to help my best friend. But she refused to help wash up. Nije wash up, pranje sudove, and she didn't want to do it. She refused to help. She refused to help. Why don't we just refuse to pay? Možemo da odbijemo da platimo. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just refuse to pay? One morning she woke up and she refused to get out of bed. She refused to get out of bed. Nije htjela da izađe iz kreveta. She refused to get out of bed. It's hard to refuse this offer. Teško je odbiti ovu ponudu. It's hard to refuse this offer. Reject, odbiti. So refuse, reject. He was furious because the girl rejected him. Dakle, bio je besan jer ga je devojka odbila. She rejected him. If he wasn't so strange, she probably wouldn't reject him. Da nije tako čudan, ona ga ne bi odbila. If he wasn't so strange, she probably wouldn't reject him. So you can reject a person, for example. You don't want to be friends with that person, so you reject the person. But you can refuse an offer, or you can refuse to do something and reject somebody. Task or task, zadatak. What tasks do I have for today? So what are my tasks for today? What are my obligations for today? Are you capable of completing that task? Are you capable of completing that task? Da li si u stanju da complete something, da uradiš, da završiš, da odradiš taj zadatak, da ga kompletiraš? Are you capable of, da li si u stanju, plus ing, completing that task. Exist. I didn't know this kind of thing existed. I didn't know this kind of thing existed. Nisam znao da ovakve stvari postoje. Dakle, slaganje vremena. I didn't know that this kind of thing existed. Does life on other planets exist? What do you think? Does life on other planets exist. Da li postoji život na drugim planetama? Life on other planets exists, or I don't know if life on other planets exists or not. Difference and different. So what's the difference between difference and different? Koja je razlika? Znači, difference je razlika. Small differences in ability can lead to enormous differences in results. Small differences in ability, znači male razlike u sposobnostima, can lead, mogu da dovedu, to enormous differences, do ogromnih razlika u rezultatima. Znači, samo nešto malo što znaš bolje od drugih može da dovede do toga da postaneš mnogo uspešniji u prevodu. He showed him key differences, key new things to learn. Key, ključna, znači key je ključ, ali the key difference, znači najbitnija razlika, ključna razlika, key thing, znači ključna stvar koju treba da uradiš. Znači to je difference, to je imenica, a different je pridev, različit, it's not the same, it's different. I često đaci mešaju different sa difficult. Znači difficult je težak, a different je različit. Does your class consist of students from different countries? Da li se tvoj razred sastoji od studenta iz različitih zemalja? Does your class consist of different students from different countries? He passed one classroom and he noticed something different. He passed one classroom, prošao pored jedne učionice, and he noticed something was different. Nešto različito. Sljedeća reč je choice, izbor, choice. I think now maybe I have made the wrong choice. So to make choice je to choose something. Mislim da sam možda napravio pogrešan izbor. I have made the wrong choice. The wrong choice, pogrešan izbor. In the end, he shouted, it's him or me. Make your choice. Make up your mind. Make your choice. Decide. Znači, odluči. Make your choice. Ili ja, ili ja. We had no choice but to do as they commanded. Ovo, we had ili I had no choice but to, pa neki glagol, znači, se vrlo često čuje ili izgovori. Znači, nemam drugog izbora nego da. I have, možemo u prezentu, I have no choice but to listen to him. I have no choice but to move. I have no choice but to do this or do that. Choice, izbor. Honey, med, bees make honey. Who makes honey? Ko pravi med? Who makes honey? Bees make honey. Honey, are you okay? Dušo. Medeni, honey. I don't want honey in my tea. Ne želim med. Bitter, gorak. When I am bitter, I think life is unfair. Znači, osim što je gorak čaj, možeš da ti budeš bitter, znači ogorčen. Ogorčen. So, I think life is so unfair when I'm bitter. Kad sam bitter, mislim da život nije fair. I can't drink this tea or this coffee. It's too bitter. Suviše gorka. I bitterly, gorko. She cried bitterly all day. Gorko je plakala, tako mi kažemo. Bitterly. So, pridev bitter se koristi da se opiše ukus. Bitter coffee, bitter tea. Bitter lemon, gorki limun, to je onaj bitter lemon. Piće. Bitter se koristi i u apstraktnom smislu, znači imali smo ovde I'm bitter, znači nisam ja gorak po ukusu, nego sam ogorčen. Ili I had bitter experience, gorko iskustvo, not a good one. Bitter experience. i može se prevede sa ogorčen. She was very bitter because she didn't get the job. So how did she feel when she found out that she hadn't got the job? Kako se osjećala kad je saznala da nije dobila posao? She was bitter. Ogorčen. Somewhere. Where is Brian? I think he has gone out somewhere. I saw him go out a couple of minutes ago. So, of course, somewhere nije jedina riječ ovog tipa koju treba da naučimo. Nowhere, anywhere, everywhere, somewhere. Sve to sa where može biti sa somebody, anybody, nobody. Znači, where je za mesto, body je za osobu ili thing. Something, nothing, everything, nothing. Znači, to su riječi koje moramo da znamo, svakodnevno se koriste. To solve something je rešiti, solve. But if business had caused the problems, then business could also solve them. Ako je taj posao caused the problems, prouzrokovao probleme, then business can also solve the problems. Business može i da ih reši. Znači, to cause and to solve a problem. He can solve problems easily. He can solve problems easily. The problem was solved with an easy answer. So it was solved. Često se koristi u pasivu. Rešeno. It's solved. It was solved. Resolve. Most of difficulties have been resolved. Većina poteškoća se može biti rešena. Solution je rešenje. He always finds solutions. Uvek nađe rešenje. Solution. It's not a solution. To nije rešenje. I'm surprised that we never seem able to find solutions to any of our problems. Iznenađena sam. I'm surprised. We never seem able. Izgleda da nikad nismo sposobni to find solutions. Da nađemo rešenja to any of our problems. Za nijedno od naših problema. To find solution to a problem. Nađi rešenje za problem. To find a solution to a problem. Recommend, preporučiti. What will you recommend me to drink? I'm afraid I cannot recommend you ili him for the job. Znači ne mogu da preporučim njega. I cannot recommend him for the job. And what kind of job do you think I could recommend you for? Znači, for what kind of job? Znači, za kakvu vrstu posla ti misliš da bi ja tebe mogao da preporučim? What kind of job do you think I could recommend you for? Znači, ovo for je prijedlog koji kod nas ide na početak. Za. Guilty, kriv. Do you feel guilty when you do something wrong? Do you feel guilty when you do something wrong? What do you do when you are guilty? Šta radiš kad si kriv? When I'm guilty, I apologize. He was guilty of spreading lies about Mary. To spread je proširiti. He was just spreading lies. Znači širio je laži and he was guilty of spreading lies about her. I am beginning to feel guilty about it. Počinjem da se osjećam krivim. I'm beginning to feel guilty about it. Guilty. Innocent, nevin, innocent. Everybody assumed that he was innocent. Do innocent people ever get attacked in the streets of your town? Innocent people, znači not guilty people. Da li nevini ljudi? Do innocent people get attacked? Znači, da li budu napadnuti in your town? Ok. Courage. Courage je hrabrost. Courage. Courageous je brave, hrabar. Courage je hrabrost. She managed to muster the courage. Izraz za naučiti, skupiti hrabrost. To muster the courage and to ask him to go on a date with her, to go to the cinema. So she managed to muster the courage. Znači, what do you do with the courage? You muster the courage. Skupiti hrabrost. Good fortune favors the brave and courageous. Sreća prati hrabri. Good fortune favors, is in favor of. Znači je na strani brave people and courageous people. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. Also very interesting. So, effort, znači taj tvoj trud, effort, i courage, hrabrost, i trud i hrabrost, ali nisu dovoljni ako nemaš pravu svrhu i direction, i pravac. Znači, ako nemaš cilj, ako ne vidiš tačno šta ispred sebe, koji ti je cilj i šta hoćeš da uradiš, efforts and courage are not enough. Land, zemlja, land, sleteti. The helicopter landed on top of the building. Landed, sleteo. Do you think that their plane will land soon? Do you think that their plane will land soon? Land, osim sleteti, znači zemlja i kopno, odnosno kopno. This land belonged to my father. Zemlja pripadala. This land belonged to my father. Choose, imali smo malo pre choice, izbor. Choose, izabrati. Every day is beautiful if you choose to see it. Svaki dan je lep ako izabereš da vidiš to na taj način. Every day is beautiful if you choose to see it. Why did you choose that shirt? Why did you choose that shirt? Zašto si izabrao tu košulju? She helped him choose some peaches. She helped him choose some strawberries and some peaches and some apples. Being able to choose is being able to live. Znači, živiš jedino ako možeš ti da biraš. Ako samo neko bira za tebe, it's not life. So being able to choose is being able to live. Life is the art of choosing. The art of choosing. Dakle, ta choose u stvari jeste najbitnija reč na planeti, jer od toga i zavisi kakav će život živjeti. Dakle, od toga kako izabereš sve živo u životu. S kim ćeš da živiš, s kim ćeš da imaš decu, koji ćeš posao da izabereš, koju ćeš zemlju da izabereš, gde ćeš da živiš, koji auto ćeš da izabereš, znači sve o tome kako ćeš da izabereš. Life is the art of choosing. Pick je takođe izabrati. Pick 3 people for your team. Pick 3 people. Pick me, izaberi mene, pick me. Can you pick it up, please? A pick up je podići. Can you pick it up, please? The boy leaned to the ground to pick up a wallet. He leaned to the ground to pick up a wallet. Pick a number from 1 to 10. Pick a number. Izaberi jedan broj od 1 do 10. Pick a number from 1 to 10. She picked up the phone and she rang his friend. Karen picked up the phone je uzeti slušalicu od fiksnog telefona. She picked up the phone and she rang his friend. She picked up her wedding ring from the floor and she put it back on her finger. She picked up her wedding ring from the floor and she put it back on her finger. Komentar. I don't know why they picked her. I don't know why they chose her. Znači pick or choose, izabrati. I od jednog i od drugog, znači to pick and to choose, možemo napraviti pridev. Choosy or picky. Znači oni što stalno nešto biraju. He is very choosy, he is very picky. He's not choosy, he's not picky, he's not fussy, takođe. When it comes to food. Znači choosy, picky, fussy. He will eat whatever you give him. On će da jede šta god mu daš. Znači, he is not choosy, he is not picky, he is not fussy when it comes to food. Okay, we will stop here and see you next time. Bye.